Yo, I'm Luke Cage.
I ain't no joke.
You can't burn me, you can't blast me, and you definitely can't break me.
I ain't no joke.
You wanna test me? Step up. I'm right here.
Get paid, black man, get paid.
So, with this second season of Luke Cage, do you think Luke has more of a sense of humor? Is it a bit more lighthearted and playful?
Yeah, because, you know, the first season is all about tone and, you know, you're just trying to establish who the character is. We were trying to differentiate Luke Cage from the Luke Cage of Jessica Jones. Luke has always kind of had a sense of humor. I mean, you know, to the point where people have, because I read every single internet comment, good and bad, people say, oh, Luke's corny. But I think we just found a good balance of Mike Coulter's affability, because he's so funny, but then at the same time within the character. You know, I just think it's different this time around. I don't know how many episodes you've seen, but, you know, it was fun.
Mm-hmm. It's really noticeable. And how important was it for both of you to portray the domesticity of the superhero life? Because there's a lot of him, you know, just living a normal life, as opposed to, and then almost sort of putting on his hoodie, which he calls his cape.
Yeah.
Then,
I love that aspect of Luke Cage, because there's he's a very down-to-earth superhero. He's the one, as Cho had said before, who doesn't wear a mask, and he reveals himself, and everyone knows who he is. And at the end of the first season, you know, he is the hero of Harlem. And in this second season, he is a brand. He's become a brand. And how does he manage that? And how does he balance his relationship with his girlfriend or with other people in the world, and at the same time show dominance that he shouldn't be taken advantage of? So there's so many different aspects to play with, just on a human level, which is what I enjoyed working on as a director, because you get to work on those, then you have stunts, and then you have a video of music, and you know, the combination of those three seemed like three different projects, but they were all melded into one, which was a great challenge.
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of came together in a really cool way.
Cool. You directed the first episode, and you said yesterday that you just wanted to add to the series. You didn't want to sort of make it your own little thing. What do you feel you added to that particular episode?
For me, I had discussed with Cheo what I would do as a director for the acting, which was to sort of really include the actors in one frame, if possible at all times, and sometimes shoot scenes as one shot. I think that there creates a very strong energy and excitement among a team of people, as opposed to, I'm just going to cover you now. I mean, I think those moments are important, but when 2 or 3 or more or all of the actors are on, there creates a dynamic energy that really elevates a scene and elevates their performance ultimately, because, you know, what you're doing is important. You're not just background.
You came under a little bit of fire in the first season for killing off Cottonmouth, so I'm sure you've heard that so much today.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think is the importance of a great villain in a modern TV show, or is it necessary anymore?
Well, it's necessary because the villains define the heroes, and on one hand, you know, people are angry that we killed off Cottonmouth, but that was always the plan. That was why we were able to get Mahershala Ali, because after House of Cards, he didn't want to sign on to another series. He wanted a defined role, and so there was that. But really, it was just more about, like, the fact that people care so much means that he was an effective villain. Because, you know, villains come and go all the time, and, you know, the fact that 2 years later I'm still talking about what happened is a testament not only to Mahershala Ali and his incredibly sensitive portrayal, but it also just says that we did something right in terms of the audience caring about it.
And one last thing, I mean, how do you create a sense of threat in a show about someone who is bulletproof, and now, obviously, not to give too much away, the Judas bullet's not working anymore either. So.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the Judas bullet doesn't work. So in episode 2, he's kind of feeling himself, but then we showed, like, he can still be heard. Episode 3 is when some things happen with him and Claire, and then 4 is when, you know, he meets his match. And so it's always kind of been what structurally I've always advocated for the show, is each episode represents an act, and the 4th episode is always like a twist. And so we do that 3 times. And so as a result, there's no drop off in action. It just keeps rising and rising and rising the entire way.
Great.